Matron, take them away.
And welcome to Morning Watch with me, the Scruff, on this fine day, 30th of October. What we're going to do in this little video is we're going to look at the economic news to see if there's any potential spikes today. And we're also going to look at the strongest and weakest currencies to help you with a watch list. Now, these videos are done on a reward basis, so we're looking for 100 likes today. If we get 100 likes, the next video will be public. If we don't get 100 likes, it stays behind closed doors in the Discord group. So if that sounds good and you are interested in trading, do hit the subscribe button. And if you find interest in this, do hit the like button. It's the only way I get to see whether my time is worth it. So let's flick it over and we'll have a little look. Now, from a news point of view, it's kind of a technical day today, but there is news heavy for the euro. And believe it or not, normally I stay away from news, but this is kind of attracting me today. And I'll kind of explain it as we go through. But there was very little news last night to push the markets for this morning. And you've got to remember it's Monday morning, so the opens are going to be a bit odd simply because it's Monday. They're also odd because we're coming on to the end of the month and we've just had the clocks move yesterday. So again, it's going to be slightly odd. So just kind of treat the markets with kid gloves this morning till they settle down. But this is why I'm interested in the euro today. There's no real high impact news till 9 o'clock. And even that's not really something to sing home about. It may affect the DAX. There'll be a bit of a flurry on the DAX at 9 o'clock, but the rest of the euro will be fine. But if you can imagine ripples in the pond, little stones getting chucked in, they sort of just keep on moving. And it's this movement across this hour around 9 o'clock I'm interested in, and that's actually highlighting in the strength, and I'll show you that as we come through. Now, once we go through the euro news till 9 o'clock, we come into some pound news. Again, it's not singing home anything. There'll be a little bit of a flurry around 9 o'clock. Kind of get caught in the noise with the aftermath of the open anyway, so I wouldn't worry about that. But then again, we back to the euro, which sort of triggers the interest. And as you can see, it starts at 10 o'clock. It's not big news, but there's a lot of it. And it just keeps on running through till 1 o'clock this afternoon. And it keeps on going and it keeps on going. And then at 1 o'clock, there's the inflation rate. So all of the pressure will be building up. And there'll be a lot of movement. And this runs all the way through to 2 o'clock because there's a lot of German news. And then that runs over into French news as well. So it's definitely a euro day today. When we're looking at the US data, nothing to sing home about. And then we run into the evening, should be finished anyway. And then through the night, you've got the JPY news, which can affect sort of US JPY. So today is it's a technical day for me, but my eyes are on euro simply because there's going to be movement. Now, how does that movement transpire across into what's going on here? Now, I've already put this sheet into the Discord, so they know that I'm going to be looking at the euro New Zealand, and they know I'm looking to sell it. Now, I'll show you that on the chart in just a second. Now, the charts of choice as this is pulling out. If you're just looking at majors, it's pound JPY. And again, because the news is pushing around a little bit and there's going to be JPY tonight, it pulls it out to be a good contender. But when I look at what's going on with the strengths, the Aussie's the strongest, but it hasn't moved. It's sitting in its same position, but it's losing ground. So the chances are it might be losing its crown somewhat. But not only is it losing its crown, we've got the New Zealand coming up. It's moved 4 points up in strength, but it's also had a huge surge here. Okay, so that attracts me straight away. Now, as I come down through here, if I look at the weakest, which is the Swissy and the CAD, again, the CAD's lost a lot of ground, so has the Swissy. So you could pitch them against them. The problem that I have is this. The ATRs are incredibly low, 70. And if I come down here to look for the New Zealand Swissy, it's 55. If I'm looking for a longer term, and I've just done a module on sort of longer term direction, they would be fine. And they would be good candidates for 2 to 3 day moves. But for a day trade, the movement isn't there for me. So what I do is I start coming up the ranks till I see something that attracts me. So the way that works is very simple. I have my New Zealand here, I come down, and then I've got a choice between the pound and the euro. They are both sitting the same, and on this side it's roughly the same as well. Both losing ground roughly at around the same rate. They've both lost the same amount of percentage points. So pitching one of these two against that seems to be a good idea. And as I've just sort of alluded to inside the news, there's going to be a lot of movement inside the euro today. So it makes that a little bit more attractive. So that's going to be the chart of choice. And then when I come across to have a look, it's got a big ATR of 130. Makes it nice and attractive. Now, if I look into the chart, we can start to see why it's attractive. I've got a big surge here that I can see, but if I push this out into anchor charts, we can see it's in ranges, boom, 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 boom. But this range, part of the range, is collapsing very low. In other words, the surge pushing up is nowhere near as strong as these surges here. So it's telling me there's not a lot of upward pressure, but we do have downward pressure. Okay, well, if that's the case, how does this transpire? If I move it out to the 4 hour, now what we're seeing is a massive drive here. There is the consolidation and compression, and it is pushing to the downside. Well, if it's going to retrace against this move, that's a hefty old downward move in and around this region, this area here where it's last stalled. And if I start putting on my drawings, we can start seeing what's going on. And sure enough, down into here is good areas. And all I need to do is just draw a retracement on, see where the move started down here, got up to approximately this point, and then straight away on the 4 hour, it is lining up with higher time frame levels. In fact, it's lining up perfectly. So here is a good opportunity. Now, there is short-term pressure to the upside, so I'll be looking to work against these two candles, waiting for the market to move up for it to come back down. Very, very simple process, and that's what I'm looking for. Take this down into 15 minutes so we can see. This is the trading arena that I'm working in, so the higher it gets up here, the easier it comes. It means I don't have to break through these levels in order to get my money. And that's it. And if it does break through, I've got clean targets that I can constantly keep working to. Just get rid of that. So push it up, enter the market for it to come back down again. Simple stuff. Hope that helps. And as always, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.